Hey, and these are all the things you need to do to get 4.5 to 5 inches of flex out of your barrage, like I do. First thing is, raise your truck. Front and back must be raised. Second, I'm going to show you on the back, but it will be this bar right here that you need to do this to. Do not cut it. Do not remove it. Repeat. All you have to do is flip it. And all you have to do is bink, right back in. And in the front, you'll have all the clearance you need, even for servos this big. Okay, so we got past that. Let's move on to the front bumper. It will need to be moved out one. I know someone says he just grinds his in the front. I looked at that as an option. Trust me, when you get to 4.5 and 5 inches, grinding a little bit, you have to start cutting off your bumper, not grinding it off. Otherwise, you'll have just a little sliver of bumper, which would serve no good. Next, you will need to get all of your wires, just so you have a nice, clean, no noise articulation, and just a nice, easy fluid of the motion so nothing binds and then you wind up going only 2 inches and then the truck starts going like this. You always want to get that nice, good articulation out of it. Get your wires off of all of your springs. Clean them up off of all of this stuff right here. Now I know you'll be stuck with still just one, which will be right up over here. But you can actually get it very nice and loose so that it's really not touching. It just looks like it touches because of the amount of wiring coming over. And as you see, I pulled mine up and out because these do pinch on, or at least mine was when it was wired. Got right up in here and were pinching on my bars. So these weren't even wanting to move right, and still today they got all kind of dirty. Like how this one's really wanting to move like that. They all really weren't wanting to move all nice and clean, but my truck is dirty, so they're all stiff. Cut both of your drive shafts, and I'll demonstrate on this back one why it's so important to cut this one too. I pushed mine down, and the first time I did it, even without the bumpers on, I was starting to go there, and I was having to fight my truck to get it to go and sit down. I was starting to fight, and I was like, that's not right. This thing's too long. But even in articulation, watch the drive shaft, wham, wham. That is, I don't know, what would you say? A good 1/4 inch of movement in the drive shaft that is absolutely needed. So I shaved a 1/4 inch off of this guy as well as this guy to allow for that flex to go. If this isn't shaved, yeah, you're going to go up and it's going to stop you at 3, and you're going to go, oh, there's only 3 inches here. Cut your back drive shaft. And then you'll be thankful if you watched my video, because the next thing that got me wondering what it was binding on is really not that it wasn't easy to see at all, because usually you have a body on your truck. Your posts all will need to be cut, because this guy will get right up in your body. And not only will it do that, but if you see how close I am already, it's another reason for raising your truck. Otherwise, you'll be hitting your posts and you'll be digging into your frame. The rear is freed up of all of the frame. The front is not. It rubs on some of this. I see it in the dirt. I don't ever hear the tire rubbing, and I don't ever notice it rubbing or stopping me from driving. So I just noticed that it does mark it up or leave mud on it and knocks the dirt off of it. Now here's for the most important part of this whole experiment, or not the experiment, but the whole thing, to get you guys up to 4.5 and 5 inches. With no weight in this truck, this tire will lift before you get a full compression, and that makes a big difference when you start going up And especially when you're talking at the very height of that articulation, a millimeter here can equal 4 or 5 up here somewhere. Or actually, I don't know, you have to talk to somebody who actually knows how that stuff works. But now with the battery just added in for the weight, let's show you what happens here now. And it goes all the way in, and not only does that go in all the way, but up there at the top of the shock, it gets very close to going in all the way. So this truck still has a little bit more room for getting even a little bit better articulation, but it requires putting a little more weight in the front. And I haven't gotten that far to playing with how much more weight, especially considering is how I'm thinking about just putting this up in here, around there somewhere when I can find another battery tray. So I will have the weight up here and then be able to actually 100% max flex my truck. I hope this helped anyone who was having trouble getting past 3 inches of flex on their truck, and hope to see the videos of you actually using the maximum flex of your barrage. Happy crawling.